Oh, well, hello everybody. I'm sitting on my window ledge. It's a lovely sunny evening, and I'm absolutely bummed off. I was sort of half dozing after working, having a wee beer, and then I get Sky news flash and then a BBC news flash. It woke me out of my sort of sleep, only to find out that Brian Wilson's died. And I'm absolutely gutted beyond. I think the last time I was this gutted was when David Crosby died. Unfortunately, there's nobody here to share share this with, because Benji's in America and my wife's somewhere up in North Perthshire with her work, and yet all of us, all three of us, went to see the Beach Boys with Brian Wilson in the Royal Albert Hall a number of years ago, which is where I actually bought this T-shirt from, actually. And I'm really sad tonight to just show how much that there is a signed photo of the Beach Boys, signed by Brian Wilson, which always hangs up on my room in my lounge, although his signature's fading a wee bit now. And here are a multitude of CDs. Brian Wilson live at the Roxy, Dennis Wilson, that's a great double album. Brian Wilson presents Smile. Brian Wilson, that's a solo album, That Lucky Old Sun. Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, Smiley Smile and Wild Honey. The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds 40th Anniversary. The Beach Boys, Summer Dreams. The Beach Boys, Good Vibrations, that's 30 years of the Beach Boys box set. The most recent one I've got, in fact I was just listening to this in the winter not so long ago, was the Beach Boys, the Pet Sound Sessions. This is incredible. I was listening to that a lot in January, February of this year. Absolutely stunned by versions, hearing this properly. Pet Sounds. And the Beach Boys, Sail on Sailor. And also the Beach Boys, Feel Flows. So as you can see, I'm a bit of a Beach Boys fan. Child of the 60s, born in 1962, and I can't say I can remember a particular Beach Boys song. They were just always there and thereabout. What changed, it was in about 1978-79. There was a resurgence with the Beach Boys with an album. It's called like Surfing Something or other, reached about 79, which a good commercial campaign of all the Beach Boys songs, and I bought that, and that was me sold, really. I just thought, this is just phenomenal. It was only years later that I realised that the genius of the Beach Boys was Brian Wilson. I read this book, I've still got it, about the making of Pet Sounds. And when Brian Wilson came out of retirement and playing live, I tried to see him as much as I can. And so I got to see him maybe 4 times with his band, once with the Beach Boys in London. I saw him I think 4 times in London, in Glasgow. Doing the Pet Sounds one time, doing the Aborted album, which never got released another time. It got released 37 years later, Smile. And the last time I saw Brian was actually outdoors at the Kelvin Grove Auditorium in Glasgow. I was there, Benji was there, Carol Ann was there, and Benji bought a Brian Wilson Pet Sounds t-shirt, which he's still got, and he was wearing not so long ago. And yeah, I was supposed to see him another time, but it was supposed to be seeing him, America, and Edwyn Collins, and I was only just talking about this to Dino just the other day. and he cancelled because the Love and Mercy film had just come out, and he went out trying to. He thought it was better to spend time going along, trying to tell people to go and watch this film than actually appearing. And the last time I saw him, he looked very frail then, and I just said to Benji, just literally when he was here not so long ago, I says, I don't think we'll see Brian Wilson again live, and that's it. He's the last of the Wilson brothers, and it's finished. And in London, we saw all the living Beach Boys, David Marks, his cousin Mike Love, all the rest of them, Al Jardine, Bruce Johnson, Brian, and it was lovely to see them, the original Beach Boys, playing together. And it was nice when we saw Brian Wilson last. Al Jardine was in the band, and Blondie Chaplin as well. And Blondie Chaplin was really amusing, standing right in front of us, because you go right to the front, there isn't any seats at Kelvin Grove. So yeah, I'm all this what started off as this afternoon is a great day when I came back from work with the sun and a beer, and it's just ended up turning to shit. So I'm truly gutted tonight. It's an end of an era. Probably feel worse when McCartney dies, but Brian, shit. I don't know how to put it into words. It's a real hard one to swallow. It's not good vibrations, it's bloody bad vibrations this evening. And again, it comes down to, he dies at 82 and I'm 63 in July. So again, it's the whole thing of what am I doing for the rest of my life. I still have musical aspirations, although I'm nothing like Brian Wilson. I can't really sing, but I can put a good tune together. I don't know. It just makes you think more and more about how long you've got left and how you're making the best use of the rest of your life. And I don't think I am, despite loving my job now. If I can get away without earning money, what am I doing it for? So there you are. Quite Dukes. Well, I've got the Dukes with us, but the Dukes doesn't understand my sadness of Brian dying. So I don't know. Fantastic, lovely evening, and I just feel like shit. It's a hard. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, and I've got no one to share it with either. Never mind. Anyway, what can I say? Yeah, my favourite Beach Boys song, I've got many of them. I can't narrow it down. God Only Knows is just stunning. Good Vibrations, I think, was voted the best song in the last 50 years. That was in about 19 whatever it was by Mojo magazine. I don't know. There's so many fantastic Beach Boys songs. Where'd you go? I think, thinking about it, my favourite Beach Boys songs ever, it's a song you can see Brian singing alone, but when they actually recorded it, they recorded it on Smile, but it's Surf's Up. Lyrics are just completely out there, but if you get to see the video of Brian Wilson at a piano composing Surf's Up, I think it's with Van Dyke's, is it Van Dyke's, I think is whatever his name was, anyway, he's doing the lyrics for it, or is it Van Dyke's, that's a completely different guy, and when they're singing Surf's Up, I think that is my favourite Beach Boys song, Surf's Up, but like I said, I think on the album Carl sings it, but if you get to see Brian singing it, just him and piano, oh god, it's just incredible. Anyway, what a bum of a night. What a lovely evening. And the funny thing is, when the Beach Boys, when you used to listen to their songs, me being brought up in the north of England in grey, cold, wet, crappy north of England weather, and then you listened to the Beach Boys talk about sun and cars and girls, California, and you'd sort of sent you away to a completely different world. Still a world, a dream, well, not obviously the girls, but sunny weather. It's still a world that I dream of living in. Yeah, anyway, fucking shite. Absolute bummer tonight. Anyway, maybe some of you understand the way I'm feeling this evening. Anyway, it is what it is. Bye bye.